Okay, first thing we need to do is take a look at the mailings ribbon. So the ribbon is what's across the top of the screen, and when you click on the various words, a lot of people call it a toolbar erroneously. It's not a toolbar, it's a ribbon. And so when we click on mailings, we're going to see that the majority of the items are grayed out because right now Word does not know that we're doing a mailing. A lot of people start their mail merge here by saying right away what type they're going to do. I personally find it easiest to start my mail merge with the step-by-step mail merge wizard. And I use this almost all the time to create my mail merges. It's going to cover everything and you're sure that you're not going to miss any steps along the way. So the first step here comes over in the right-hand pane. And the first step is it asks, what are we doing? Are we doing letters? Are we doing emails, envelopes, labels, or a directory? And for our first example, we're going to do a letter. What's kind of confusing is that the way you move forward is down here at the bottom. So I'm going to come down here where it says step 1 of 6 and I'm going to hit next to start the document. So the next thing it asks me is if I want to use this current document, do I want to start from some type of a template or do I already have an existing document that I want to convert into a mail merge document? So again, for our first example, we should already have a blank document up. So we're going to use the current document. And we can go ahead and click Next. The next step is to select the recipients. Now I'm going to be honest, more often than not, my recipient list, the names and addresses of the people that I want to send the letter to, are in Excel. But again, for this first example, we're going to go ahead and create it all within Microsoft Word. You do not have to use Excel or Access or any outside source for your list of names and addresses, your recipient list. You can do it all within Word. So for the first example, that's how we'll start. So we're going to type a new list and we're going to have to create that list. So you can see the create button right here. This will take us up to the new address list dialog box. And first thing we want to do is take a look at the columns. So I'm going to do that by clicking the Customize Columns button toward the bottom. Now to kind of understand where this came from, understand that years ago when Word first had the mail merge, there were absolutely no fields or columns in the file at all. And so you had to type in first name, last name, address, city, state, etc. Well, through the years, Microsoft figured out that there are certain fields that everybody uses. So it's easier to give you a list of predetermined fields and remove the ones you don't want than it is to start with nothing and have to add every single one of them. So we're going to go ahead and do some customization to this list. We want to get rid of title. So that's already selected blue, so I can just delete it. When you delete the field title, anything that's already in there will go along with it. That's okay, we haven't put anything in there yet. So yes, we're sure we want to do that. We want to keep the first name and the last name for our example, but we do want to get rid of the company name. So we're going to go ahead and click on company name and delete that. Notice that there's two address lines. A lot of times the people that we mail will want to have both an address 1 and an address 2, but for many mailings you really only need an address 1. It is possible to put 2 lines into an address field, say if you're using Excel or something like that, into one field, but that's more than deeper than we want to discuss right now. So for now, if you want two address lines, you'd keep them both. But for our first example, we only need address 1. So we're going to go ahead and delete address line 2. And then near the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these last 4, the country or region, home phone, work phone, and email address. Notice if I do that, from the bottom going up, it automatically moves to the one above it, so then I don't have to click on each new one. We're also going to take this opportunity to learn how to rename some fields. So we're on zip code. Let's go ahead and rename that just to be the field zip. It's a little shorter name And again, mostly we're doing this just so you can learn how to rename a field. We're going to do the same thing with address line 1. It's kind of silly to have something named line 1 when there is no line 2. So we're going to go ahead and rename that one as well. Notice I've selected it, hit rename. I'm going to go ahead and take line 1 off so I have only address. While we're in here, another couple of buttons that may come in handy for some of your examples are the move up and move down. Let's say that the document I'm actually using to type my names from has the last name before the first name, so I want them to appear in that order. Then I would simply click on last name and click move up or move down to rearrange them. Again, that's simply click on the one you want to move and you can move it up or move it down. And the order we want is first name, last name, address, city, state, zip. That's the order we started with, but I want to make sure you realize what these buttons are for. So then you're going to go ahead and click OK. This will take you back to the new address list dialog box, but notice now the only fields we have are the fields that we customized into the menu. We can adjust the size of the dialog box left or right if we want to, so that we can see the entire thing.